So what's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Subscriber died trying. You see the thumbnail. Um, he said, don't quit because they won, And sometimes people, I had to learn this lesson younger, where sometimes people win in life before you. And, you may be doing the same thing as them, and they may be more successful than you. And now you don't want to do it because obviously, you think that they took your spot and they didn't. So, when people say your time has come, sometimes you got to make your time come. But at the same time, when people tell you to trust the process, sometimes just because you think it's your time, you're not ready. And maybe they're ready, or maybe they just succeeded before you. But you never look at both sides of success. Like sometimes people succeed too early, and there aren't really people who succeed too late. But see, when people succeed, it gives you an opportunity for two things: for you to say you can do it too, because obviously y'all are doing the same thing, and it also gives you the opportunity to watch the mistakes they made, because sometimes people make it and they succeed, and then you find yourself going, if I was in their shoes, I would do this, 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 and this. And y'all think similarly. And not realizing those are pitfalls. You might be reckless with financially. You might have a quote unquote big heart and you help people, but you don't really understand that you might be helping the wrong people. You might not actually have a plan to grow your success. You just might, I'm successful, that's it. I've accomplished what I needed to accomplish, so I quit. I was great at this. I'm packing it in. I'm the man, and then not realizing that at the end of the day, you're gonna have to have an encore. You're gonna have a second act after your success, or you're gonna have to have a different direction. Like people think, okay, if I do this and I'm great at this, it's gonna set me for life. Well, that's normally not how it works, because a lot of people aren't even in a position to sit down for the rest of their life. And if you are in a position to sit down for the rest of your life, a lot of times people don't want to do it. There are a few people who want to just be off for the rest of their life, unless they really, really went hard in that process and they just burnt out because they really burned themselves out in the process. But most people have a passion for something else. But if you quit because they won, then you'll never, you could be bigger than them. I was listening to Rick Ross talk about how he was writing music for 10 years and didn't get paid. He saw people get on before him, that he probably was, he knows I'm better than them, but he didn't get his opportunity, right? What he did didn't resonate with the people. He didn't spark that point with the people yet. And then when he made Hustling, people loved it. It only takes, a moment to be successful or to be hot. And the question is, what do you do with that moment? Can you expand on that moment? Can you grow that moment? Sometimes people's 15 minutes of fame could last an hour, a day, a decade, or 2 decades. You don't have many people running around here like LL Cool J or Dr. Dre or Jay-Z. You don't have players like Vince Carter, who did it 20 years, or Jerry Rice, who was great, who did it 20 years. You don't have those people. You might have those people in the business world, and somebody might, overtake their spot. You go, Warren Buffett got taken over by Bill Gates. Bill Gates got taken over by, you say by Elon Musk. Elon Musk got taken over by Jeff Bezos. They didn't quit when they saw a person win. They just were like, okay, so obviously, this is the new benchmark and I'm going to shoot for something. And you forget about the numerous people who are successful, but just not that successful. People are under that. And what I find interesting is, sometimes we think, I got to be the top dog. You don't have to be top dog. You just got to be in the conversation. Do you want to be top dog? Go for it. But just make sure when it's all said and done, you're in the conversation, you know. But there's a lot of people who, you're doing what you're doing. You're successful at that. And now what I want to do is I want to do what you're doing. And I stopped doing what I'm doing. I stopped doing what I'm good at because what you're good at got you there faster than what I'm good at. Not understanding that, the space you give up, if you give up the things that you're good at, somebody else coming behind you is going to do them. And then you're going to see that expand and grow because you didn't have the vision to say, what I do good or great is going to have a whole different impact than what they do good or great. It's just, this is their time. So don't quit. Don't quit. It's not a good idea. Just keep plugging along, man. Your moment will come when it comes. But be ready. Because, if you're not ready for that moment, you might, blow it and you may never get that moment back, or you may have to work 10 years to get that moment back. But like, share, subscribe, or die. Try and catch you on the next one. Peace.